Keeper Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Aries. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, protecting me and keeping me safe. Aries, this is a reading for the person most on your mind. And I am using the Green Witch Tarot by Ann Moura. Just feel like pulling out some cards here for you, Aries. Just being called to the Queen of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles. So really focusing and looking into your happiness, what you want, paying attention to your needs, but not just your needs. It's that sense of belonging, going forward with what you love, looking into your legacy, really paying attention to how you feel and what you feel you are committed to. Here we see the Page of Wands ready to make that initiation into, this is what I want to do, I'm going for it. And the Lord of Shadows would be the 13, so transformation. And that's what's coming up between you and the person most on your mind. Things are changing, commitment is growing, or there's a new commitment, depending on your situation. Either way, you're coming to the conclusion and completion of cycles and starting up a new one. And Five of Cups is, again, looking back into what was and how things were, and really getting a grip on what you want now as far as your legacy goes, because you know you need to give up something. That's what we do. We give up something in order to gain something. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So again, looking back at what was merited, looking back at how it was earned, looking back at what talents we have and what we use to bring us forward, and again the changes that come with that. So here we see the Four of Cups with the Four of Swords showing down below here, and that is really having that therapeutic self-talk. What do I want? Is this what I really want? Again, that could be the person most on your mind who's going through that, because you're keeping things to yourself and sharing only when you need to, and that is wisdom, and that is demonstrating that you can respect boundaries and that your boundaries must be respected. Because it's so funny, because I saw this when I was putting it in, when I was putting back the two cards, and I didn't pull it, and Spirit says, you saw it, you gotta talk about it. Aries, this is you to the T at this point, because you know exactly where you've been and how you got there, and you're projecting where you want to go from within. You're really thinking about it. You've taken time to yourself. Maybe you and the person most on your mind have not been speaking, or you have taken a break, or you have come to that understanding, like you've crossed over through the 13, you've crossed over into deeper understanding, or you're looking deeper within, or maybe they are. Either way, there is wisdom here. There is wisdom, and seeing that you're looking at yourself and how you can grow from this relationship, depending on your situation. You want to either go forward with a commitment, or you are still contemplating the next move or the best move for you. Aries, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. Now, I did say that this is the Ann Moura Green Witch Tarot for the person most on your mind spread. It is a 9-card spread, and cards are taken at random. For the oracle messages, I have brought in the Wisdom of the Oracle, and that's by Colette Baron-Reid. And on that, I'm taking 2 cards because I flipped, I cut the deck and then I flipped one portion of the deck to be in reverse so that I can have a deeper sense of the cards coming up when I choose one for you and I choose one for person most on your mind. And for the thoughts of the person on your mind, we have the Lover's Oracle. The author is unknown. That deck is not given as a, because there is another Lover's Oracle, but it's different. And I use that for another spread. Actually, I think I was using it for this one, but I just changed the deck. This is for the thoughts of the person most on your mind. Okay, so let's see how cards are laid. This is the situation between you. This is how you deal with it. This is how they do. So let me see how they're lining up. Okay, let's leave it like this. This is Spirit's advice. This is how you follow that, if you choose to. This is how they follow Spirit's advice, according to if you do. This is a potential outcome because not what I say is written in stone, and you may choose not to follow the advice. And this is how they would react to this outcome, provided that they follow what you do. Starting at the top, we have our Queen of Wands. So we saw the Queen of Cups. Now we see the Queen of Wands. It's a question of getting that determination to follow what you want, going deep within and understanding what you need, and really paying attention to the signs and messages coming from, well, Spirit or around you in the environment. Your determination is to go on your own or really be that innovator to take this relationship, build on it, maneuver through any situation, whichever one you are in, with that sense of direction that you know what you want. Now, this is what's between you, so it could be that both of you or one of you is really looking to just go off on your own and have your own single life. Like, you don't want to be in a relationship because it's difficult, the commitment between you. You're could be feeling, either you or the other person, that it's not connecting and a lot needs to happen before I can settle down, because I really just want to go, I want to do things. I want to take charge of my life. Again, the focus is on the self in this reading. Here we see you reacting as the Queen of Cups, as we saw earlier, and that is following your intuition. And as I mentioned, the Queen of Cups we saw earlier. Could be there is a third party involved, someone who wants to maneuver or manipulate the relationship, because that could be that you're sensing there is interference from outside because you're following intuition. If it is you're following intuition and you're not wanting to reach, or you're finding that the commitment is not coming in as easily as you would hope, because there is interference, because this could represent the third party, especially when we have 2 queens showing up in a reading. Then we see on their side is judgment calls. So person most on your mind is feeling that they need to choose, they need to make a judgment call, they need to decide which way they want to take this relationship, and if there is an interference by a third party, to what extent, because they seem to have a handle on what is to take place with a third party. Spirit's advice here is to be honest, tell the truth, share your feelings, see how you feel, and you're quite capable of doing that. There's nothing stopping you from expressing how you feel or knowing what is to come from this relationship or what your expectations are. Now, you are again, we see the Three of Pentacles. You are looking at the past and behaviors from the past and deciding with this information where your happiness lies, and if it is that you want to go with or you want to go away from. You are looking for recognition here, feeling that sense of Five of Cups, that you want to be seen, you want to be noticed, you want to have that I want you feeling from the person most on your mind. Like you want to be recognized for your portion in this relationship. They are on a dilemma as to who they want to be with. If it is that there is another person that they have interest in, or that you feel that they have interest in, because they're in a dilemma. Their mind, they're working things out. They can't make up their mind if they want one or another or both, or if it is that they want to go completely away from a relationship that would take them to a higher level with you, or if they just want to keep that I'm single but I'm seeing someone. They're in that dilemma of, again, crossing that threshold, is because they know that if they go a step further with you, Aries, they have to go all in, and they're not sure if they're ready for that step, and that's the honesty that needs to come. They're looking for a second chance, but they're not sure how far into that relationship or what level of relationship they want to be in. They're in that dilemma. And the Spirit is saying that best thing to do is be honest about what you really want on both sides. If it is that you are listening to this thinking, well, how could I approach them? Well, Spirit is saying to you to reflect on what you have experienced with them and decide if it is that you really want to go for it, and if you see your happiness with them. Because your certainty is not going to be enough for them to be convinced. You see, they need to have their certainty. And from the way the cards are laying here, they are not decided. They are on the fence as to, well, I want to go a little further with Aries, or I just want to have a good time with Aries. Not sure if I want to go all the way with Aries, is what this is saying. And that's for those of you who are looking for confirmation. Here we have what would be the outcome to this scenario, this reading, that if there is a third party that is interfering in the relationship, honesty really does need to come from both of you, and that is the only way that this relationship will heal. Because again, the third person or third party could be family, yeah? Because we saw the family card, the legacy, being sure that people who are involved in this relationship are involved for the best, to make this relationship flourish. I don't pick up where there is someone who's really trying to break you away from them or them away from you. It's a question of their choice. They need to decide. Person most on your mind needs to decide with all their heart what they want, what is their happiness, what they see as happiness, and if they see that with you. This is where the healing comes in. Again, the 13 and the 14. We saw the 13 earlier, now we see the 14. So it's a transition that needs to happen. And this is what they're going through. It's a mental block, and it is an opinion. And they're searching for opinion. They're seeking other people's opinion. They could be speaking to family about their relationship. And or family is probably pressuring them into this relationship for some. For some. Again, take it as it resonates. They are in a transitionatory state where they are growing into what would be a relationship. You here, Queen of Swords, you're being brutally honest, and you will be brutally honest if you're not already there. And this is where they are bringing in family. They want to create that family setting, or they are in a family setting that they're feeling they have to follow through with tradition or legacy, but that is part of the interference here. Bottom of the deck is saying that the Knight of Wands, again, do I want to just have fun? Do I want to go further? I want to do something that will bring me where I want, where my true happiness is. But at the same time, there is the Page of Cups saying we need to start over, second chance. Aries, Six of Wands, this is where I say you were looking for that attention. You want to get recognized. You want to know that your happiness is not just a fling. You want to know that happiness with you is a real thing that can grow. And this legacy card, the Ten of Pentacles, is given that impression that they want to continue a legacy. They want to make family. They want to build a family. They want to create something with you. Forgiveness is on the table once you feel that you are being recognized for your portion. Then we have the Five of Swords. So again, it's a mental dilemma on both sides. You're both thinking about what you really want, how you want to get to what you want. And it's not easy. It's quite difficult because there's a lot of pride attached to them making their decision. Because again, they have to humble themselves. This is ego as well, huh? But it's not just ego like ego tripping. It's more of, I want what I want, and I want it in the way I want it. And that could be pressure from family that's bringing that on. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles, and together that creates that feeling of, well, I work hard and I get what I want and I could get it for myself. So if you don't do, or if they don't do what is expected, then I'm going to have to go on my own. And that could very well be your thinking, because the Queen of Pentacles is thinking about herself and what she needs before she can provide for others. You see, her wisdom, as we saw in the Hermit, is just that am I doing the best thing for me? Because once you create that foundation for yourself, then and only then can you spread and share with others. And you know what you want, but it's becoming a little difficult to have a real commitment, a solid commitment, because the person most on your mind is in a dilemma. Again, the stubbornness is set in on both sides, and you know how stubborn you can be, Aries, as well as the person most on your mind. You're attracted to them, and there is that connection with having a certain mindset. And this is a little worrying for either you or for them, but this is the honesty that needs to come forward about how you really feel about having this relationship. And if you're willing to share between you that truth, then and only then can you actually start something new. See, the Seven of Cups is that there is a bit of confusion, and again, that could be because of third parties, but that is going to change because we saw the 13. And bringing in the Tower, we have the Knight, and again, calling it up about what you really want and speaking your truth is going to bring it forward. It's going to make them make that choice and really reveal what they want and heal the relationship between you. All right, let's see the energy. What is the energy between them? Aries and the person most on their mind. First, I'll pull a card for the person most on your mind. What is their energy? Where are they at right now for Aries? What they think about Aries? How they feel about Aries? What is the energy that they are in concerning their Aries? Just random selection. By the book. There it is. You see, they're following what they know they need to do. And again, that could be third party being family and the way they've been raised and the rules and regulations within keeping boundaries or respecting the boundaries. And this is your energy. See, tick-tock, you're thinking time is running, time is moving. It's the right time, in good time. You're being honest. You want to make sure that it's clear between you and them, but it is timing as well. TikTok it's the right time, and you will know because you're following that intuition. All right, let's see 11 for, and they're both upright to begin with. 11 is by the book, abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural and family customs. Again, it's not difficult to see that they're prompted by family to either move forward or to wait. Let's see the relationship message. Getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result, and that's what I was saying here, where you both reveal your truth, and this is where you become, or you take that little step forward, creates that sensation of healing because of the honesty. Let's see what you have as TikTok. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Here we go. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. So all the time, it's all the time. Not to worry about the time, I think is what this message is going to bring you here. Say relationship, love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. It's that wonderful to know. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. So again, don't worry. You're not really worried. You're just wanting that attention. It's coming. They're making up their mind. They're going the way they're supposed to. Let time be your guide. Again, the patience. You have it in you, Aries. You have it in you. All right, let's see what their thoughts are. Love is on its way. If you're not feeling like the relationships that you have been getting into are worthy, be patient. Spirit is going to bring you to the person that you need to be with if it's not the person that's on your mind. And only you will know. Only you will know. All right, so let's see what their thoughts are. Person most on your mind for Aries. They have an open heart, being receptive, empathetic, and vulnerable. Again, things are changing with them. Slowly, they're coming to decide. They want a second chance. Finality. Yeah, maybe they had to end something with the person that they were with, or they felt that what was ended between you wasn't really over, or they had to leave something behind. They had to get past a third party. Take it as it resonates, but they're thinking about what needed to end. If they're going to do something properly, they can't be in one relationship and begin another. For some, and others of you, they want to make sure that if it is that you walked away or they walked away, that they really do want to come back, or that you want to come back. Distracted. They are distracted, sidetracked. There's change and delays for some. There's a distraction. Again, family could be involved, or just another individual, or work. A third party could take on whatever form that it needs to be called a third party, that comes between you and the person most on your mind. Take one more. Depth, awareness, importance, value. So they really are going by the book here. They're looking into boundaries. They're looking into respecting your state of mind, how you think, what you need, what they think, what they need. And if it is that this relationship is worthy of going forward, again, they want to create family. They want to have a legacy. Is it with you, Aries? I see the bottom of the deck. Possibilities, free-spirited, adventure, taking risks. Well, my dear Aries, who are you thinking of? Because for them, they want a second chance. For them, possibilities are endless. And on that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, Aries, love and light.